This program on CCS-TV is presented by Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, a community resource.
Coming up on Chautauqua Sports Chronicles,
we've got a very special guest, a Jamestown resident who's taking his hockey career to the next level.
He's a former Jamestown Red Raider who's played in the USHL.
And now he's officially signed to join the Erie Otters of the Ontario Hockey League.
That's right. In the next half hour, we sit down with forward Ritter Coombs to talk about his journey in hockey and his time in Jamestown and what's next as he's headed to Erie.
We'll hear all about his path to the OHL, the lessons learned on and off the ice, and the big goals for his future.
Stay with us. Chautauqua Sports Chronicles is next here on CCS-TV.
At Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, we believe in supporting our community and helping you achieve your financial goals and strive to make a positive impact for our members and the community. Our mission is to empower individuals with the skills and resources necessary to achieve financial freedom. As our members and the community achieve their goals, we fulfill ours, creating a brighter future together. Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, your partner in financial well-being.
What's life like in Chautauqua County? It's where small-town charm meets world-class culture, where your downtime gets an upgrade across miles of lakes, state parks, and vibrant local vineyards, where you can live the high life at a low cost as your dollars go further and your roots grow deeper. Whether you're building a business or advancing your career, settling down or settling up, choose Chautauqua County, where every step you take is toward the life you love. Start your next chapter at livechq.org.
Looking to feed the family, the whole team, or just your own hungry self? Honest John's has you covered. We're talking fresh-made subs, crispy wings, and pizza so good you might just start happy dancing. Trust Honest John's for takeout, delivery, and easy online ordering so you can get the goods without lifting more than a finger. Or stop in for our famous all-you-can-eat pizza buffet. From crispy wings to cheesy pies, Honest John's satisfies. Order now at honestjohns.pizza.
We get how uncertain the future is. We've come of age in a complex world, face to face with problems we didn't create. So what's going to happen next? We are. Because our future is the future. So we're going to build bridges and hospitals in a day and feed those left in the cold. We're going to do all this and more because we have an appointment with destiny.
Hello and welcome to Chautauqua Sports Chronicles on CCS-TV. I'm Melendez.
And I'm Sebby Gibbs. We're joined today by Erie Otters forward, Jamestown own Ritter Coombs.
Ritter, thanks for being here. So let's start from the beginning. You were born in Du Bois, Iowa, and lived there until you were 8. Then moved to Rio Grande, Texas, right on the border of Mexico, and about 6 hours from Dallas for a year, spent 3 years in Philly, and have been in Jamestown since 2018. What's it like constantly moving around, and was it a culture shock adjusting to different cities? And what's one thing you enjoy about Jamestown compared to bigger cities?
Yeah, I think obviously it's a culture shock anywhere you move or anywhere you go. I'm sure you've been through it going to Bonaventure and whatnot, and you'll have your time come here. But I think I played hockey, so hockey is different. It's like any other sport. You move in and you start practice. Within the week you're moving in, settling into a new house, and you meet all your buddies, and I got lucky moving here. I found Meyer Talbot, who went to my same school and played on the same hockey team. So I kind of jumped in with him at school and his friends and whatnot. So it was pretty easy. I think Philly was probably the hardest with how big it is and how big the schools were. And Texas, I wasn't there for long enough to even really remember how it went. Although I did like it. It was hot all year round, which was great. And then Dubuque, I grew up there. So I'd say it's, you get a culture shock, but you kind of snap out of it pretty quick with meeting people, and I can talk. So it was always pretty easy for me. And my dad was always, there was something in the newspaper or on the news about him. So I always had people come up to me and kind of introduce themselves, and whether it was people he had met or whatnot, their kids. So it was always pretty easy for me. I think if you asked my sisters that question, it would be a little bit of a different answer. But
it's kind of funny that you say that you had a rough time in the city of brotherly love. Like, what was it like? You said it was like bigger schools and everything. Like, did you have to? It's different than being in Jamestown, where there's 1,800 kids. Obviously, that's a huge city and metropolitan area. What could you explain, like, what that was like? I mean, you're a hockey player, like you said.
Yeah, I got there when I was, I think 10, where the kids that you're, meeting already have their. It's an awkward thing at that age, meeting people and stuff like that. So it was hard in that aspect, and then there's so many different kids, and you're young, so you get judged, and there's little things like that, and it was weird. I mean, it was weird moving here too, with small town, everybody knows everybody, and then random kid walks into school the first day and joins the hockey team the first day, and I think it kind of shocks those kids. And the kids that I've met here have been my best friends now for 6 or 7 years, and I'm no different than them. A new kid walks in, and it's kind of like, oh, who's that? And I'm the first one to say that I'm probably going to judge them a little bit at the start until I get to know them. But Philly was different. You're young, and things are harder when you're younger. You learn stuff as you grow up. So Philly was definitely the hardest of the 4 places I've lived, for sure.
And then you talked a little bit before getting on the show about going to Dubuque to go back to play this past summer. What was that like?
That was awesome. That was probably one of the best experiences of my life. My dad coached there for just about 10 years. And the last name was big. It's a really, really small town. It's a lot like Jamestown. Everybody knows everybody. Like everybody. And you remember people from your past. I know my dad's best buddies still live there. There's kids that I'd run into, walking Chipotle on Tuesday, and a kid that I went to school with was working. So it was really cool in that aspect. And then, I got to play where my dad won championships as a coach, which was awesome. And it's a really blue-collar town. They like, blood and stuff like that. And that's a little bit of what I bring. So I became, with the last name, I became kind of a fan favorite right away, which was cool. You do little things like sign an autograph at Walmart on, a random night of the week, going to get like some shampoo or something, and you see somebody that, recognizes you. So that was an awesome experience. That was really fun.
Okay.
So you played for Jamestown High School from 2021 to 2023. What are some of your favorite memories from those seasons?
I think just playing with your best friends. That's, in a town like this, that's why those kids play. You get to hang out with your buddies, and it's not really so much about learning here or, getting to the next level. Everybody knows that when they graduate, it is kind of coming to an end. So you had a lot of fun. Things weren't super serious. I'd say a couple of the best memories were all my best friends are way older than me. Not way older, but a year or two. And I got to play in their senior nights. Watching that happen was awesome. I never got to have one of those. But if I could go back, maybe I would choose to. There's a couple kids that come to mind. I got to play in Spencer Bell's senior night, who's one of my best friends, Alex McCollum, Lucas Lissandro, and we played a team that we had beat. It was a really close game a couple weeks before, and then we got to play them again on senior night, and I think it was about 7-0 before the end of the period. And that was really fun. Everybody kind of chipped in, and I think Alex had 6 or 7 points that night, which was awesome. And that's kind of their last game on that ice in front of your school friends. I think we probably had about 700 people there. Big student section, and those are the kind of things you remember. You don't get that anywhere else. You might get big crowds, but you don't get the school spirit, I guess you could say, and getting to watch kind of all the schools from around this area come together. And I always thought those were the best memories and the most fun I had.
At Wegmans, we've crafted our new sandwiches with layers and layers of deliciousness. Each one is made fresh with our very best ingredients, like hearty breads made with grains from near our stores, premium cheeses, and freshly carved meats. We've packed big, delicious flavor into every bite for sandwiches that are endlessly good.
At Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, we believe in supporting our community and helping you achieve your financial goals and strive to make a positive impact for our members and the community. Our mission is to empower individuals with the skills and resources necessary to achieve financial freedom. As our members and the community achieve their goals, we fulfill ours, creating a brighter future together. Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, your partner in financial well-being.
Schultz is the place where you can not only find your next new car, you can customize it exactly how you want it. Build a vehicle from one of your favorite brands, secure rebates and incentives, and expect delivery within 6 to 8 weeks. Get the keys to your ride in-store or in your own driveway and enjoy a year of complimentary Schultz Auto Care. Walk in to view our exciting inventory of vehicles arriving daily, or schedule your digital consultation online today to discover why we say you can't beat a Schultz deal.
Looking to feed the family, the whole team, or just your own hungry self? Honest John's has you covered. We're talking fresh-made subs, crispy wings, and pizza so good you might just start happy dancing. Trust Honest John's for takeout, delivery, and easy online ordering, so you can get the goods without lifting more than a finger. Or stop in for our famous all-you-can-eat pizza buffet. From crispy wings to cheesy pies, Honest John's satisfies. Order now at honestjohns.pizza.
Welcome to the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame, located at 15 West 3rd Street in Jamestown. Visitors will see photographs, awards, apparel, and other sports memorabilia. We invite all visitors to stop in the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame and learn about the sports history of Chautauqua County.
And with a dad who played major junior hockey in the OHL, how much of an influence was he on your game growing up?
Yeah, he was. I mean, he's everything to why I do this. He's never had a day without hockey since I think he was 3 years old. So he played pro and played in the OHL, which is what I'm going to do here in the next couple weeks. And he's kind of the one that put me on skates. I know the first couple times I wouldn't put the skates on, and then I did finally put the skates on, and I wouldn't skate around. I would sit in the middle of the ice, and finally one day I think everybody just got off the ice, and he set me right in the middle of it and made me find my way to the door, which is kind of how I learned to skate. And then he, whether it be driving me places or watching hockey in the living room on, way too late before I had to go to bed. And then even just kind of running around his locker room of the team he was coaching, that was my childhood. Any chance I had, I would be at the rink and on the ice. And the older I got to start skating with his team, which was really, really fun. I think about that every day. So he is the influence. He's the reason I'm doing this and able to do this.
Did he ever let you practice with the team?
He did, yeah. I think the first time I really was in a practice, I was probably 14.
Okay.
And that didn't come without him having something to say.
Judging you at all times.
Yeah, Judge always on my hip. I think he, you know, I wouldn't say expects a lot. He doesn't say anything. You know, if he comes and watches a game and I'm bad, he doesn't. You know, it's not. He doesn't. No, he doesn't get after me or anything like that. He kind of lets me do my own thing, and he always said, you know, if you want to do this, it's up to you. It's not up to me. It's not my decision. I think when I was 15, he told me to go to school and use my brain, which I think the longer we've come, we've figured out that probably wouldn't have been a good idea. But he, it was always up to me. But if I was skating with his team or, you know, around his players, I was held to the same standard as them. You're going to compete and work and, you know, try not to make him look bad.
Well, Ritter, thank you. We're going to a quick break, but then we'll come back. We'll talk about your time in the USHL and what it's like to play such a physical, fast-paced game at that level.
Stay with us. You're watching Chautauqua Sports Chronicles on CCS-TV.
Experience the difference buying your next pre-owned ride at Schultz. Certified technicians ensure every vehicle has up-to-date maintenance and reconditioning to make our pre-owned inventory like new again. Most pre-owned purchases include a limited lifetime engine warranty and 1 year of complimentary service. Explore Schultz extended warranty options for even more peace of mind on the road. That's why we say you can't beat a Schultz deal.
At Wegmans, we've packed our fresh and delicious salads with incredible flavor. Each one is made with our very best ingredients, like fresh greens, imported cheeses, and our signature dressings. We've packed big, delicious flavor into every bite for salads that are endlessly good.
Our generation has a choice: turn away from the world's problems or chase them down. We refuse to sit back and watch them pass us by. Watch us fly ahead. Rise to every challenge and overcome anything. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Welcome to the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame, located at 15 West 3rd Street in Jamestown. Visitors will see photographs, awards, apparel, and other sports memorabilia. We invite all visitors to stop in the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame and learn about the sports history of Chautauqua County.
Looking to feed the family, the whole team, or just your own hungry self? Honest John's has you covered. We're talking fresh-made subs, crispy wings, and pizza so good you might just start happy dancing. Trust Honest John's for takeout, delivery, and easy online ordering so you can get the goods without lifting more than a finger. Or stop in for our famous all-you-can-eat pizza buffet. From crispy wings to cheesy pies, Honest John's satisfies. Order now at honestjohns.pizza.
We're back with Erie Otters forward Ritter Coombs. Ritter, last season you split time between Dubuque and Sioux Falls in the USHL. What was that transition like, moving between teams mid-season?
Yeah, I think that was, it's difficult. I mean, it can happen. I spent a lot of the year hurt. So the first day of training camp last year, August 28th, I broke my foot. And I missed the first 9 games, I think. And I came back, and everybody kind of had their spot, which is normal. 9 games is a lot of games. So everybody had kind of proven themselves in a way. And then I got thrown in, and I loved it. I loved everybody there. I loved the staff. The GM was awesome. The head coach, Evan Dixon, is a great person and a great hockey coach. He's young, and he's, just as players, our coaches are learning too. And I played a different game that, whether they liked it or not, I don't think they did. I don't have a problem with, and it kind of came to the trade deadline, and a lot of, pieces were, going back and forth, and Sioux Falls was the best team in the league. Dubuque was right behind them, and I'd gotten a call on a random, I think it was a Tuesday, or it might have been Monday night, and they had asked if, that would, if I'd be okay with that. Obviously, being the hometown kid, I think they respected that, and had kind of known what I was doing for the community in a way, and I had said if that's what you guys want, then I can't stop you. It's if you guys don't see me being here, then go ahead with it. And then Tuesday was normal. Didn't hear anything about it, and kind of got my hopes up that I got to stay. And then Wednesday morning, I walked into the rink, and he had called me into his office and said this is what was going to happen. And everybody's been traded. It's just the sport, same with football and baseball and
business aspect.
Yeah, business, and you kind of gotta see that when you're playing. And the way I got through it was it's probably not going to be the last time it happens. Wayne Gretzky got traded,
right.
And I went home and packed up at my billet house. I packed my room, and my parents were actually in town. We played Friday, Saturday, Wednesday night, Friday, Saturday at home.
Okay.
So they were going to be there for 7 or 8 days and get to catch five home games, and that was really helpful too. My mom drove over and helped me pack my stuff, and then I jumped in the car and drove 7 hours north to Sioux Falls, and it's a new start, but again it's hockey, so you meet your buddies, and I had roommates that I met on Wednesday night, and one of them is now, I was only there for 3 months, and he's one of my dearest friends. So it was easy. All of it kind of goes away once you start playing again and stuff. I think my mom took it really hard. Being from Dubuque and knowing everybody there, she knew I was taken care of, and had people to kind of look after me. And then Sioux Falls, we knew not a soul.
Right.
Moving to Dubuque, I knew the Billet family I was living with. Moving to Sioux Falls, I drove up to the front door and knocked, and that was when I met them. And in the hockey world, usually you know kids on other teams, whether you played with them or against them, or just some familiarity with each other. And in Sioux Falls, I had none. I didn't know a single kid. I knew the coach a little bit, but you don't have that kind of friend relationship with your coach. He was awesome as well. I still talk to him, and he made it easy. And my roommate was a big personality who also made it really easy. And then I had a couple kids that are committed to Providence, where I'll be going next fall, that I clicked with right away, knowing you're in a couple of years going to be spending 4 years with them. It kind of makes it easy to get used to them. So it was easy. I know some other kids' trade stories might not be as simple, but I kind of knew that Monday night that it was going to happen, so I had a couple days to prepare for the final answer, which made it easier. And then obviously my parents being there was good, and my teammates. That was the thing I was most worried about. Was I've been somewhere for 7 months and become best friends and brothers with these guys, and now I gotta they got to watch me pack my stuff in the corner of the room, and then I got to walk away from them like I never even knew them, which was difficult. But we have these cell phones now, so I spent a lot of time on FaceTime and group chats, and it was easy. Maybe the second time it'll be harder. I'm not sure how that'll go, but I guess we'll find out in the future.
At Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, we believe in supporting our community and helping you achieve your financial goals and strive to make a positive impact for our members and the community. Our mission is to empower individuals with the skills and resources necessary to achieve financial freedom. As our members and the community achieve their goals, we fulfill ours, creating a brighter future together. Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, your partner in financial well-being.
We get how uncertain the future is. We've come of age in a complex world, face to face with problems we didn't create. So what's gonna happen next? We are. Because our future is the future. The life we have chosen has prepared us for this. So we're going to build bridges and hospitals in a day. We're going to save families from disasters and feed those left in the cold. We're going to do all this and more because we have an appointment with destiny. We invite you to join us. The next greatest generation is now.
Market value pricing means you save more at Schultz Auto Group. Search for your next vehicle in person or online within our dealer network, now with an even greater selection of EVs. MVP means you'll get the best deals within our market. Schultz brings the showroom to you with optional, personalized virtual walk-around, remote financing, DMV services, and home delivery. 50 years experience with modern customer care. That's why we say you can't beat a Schultz deal.
So in 50 games, you had 23 points and over 140 penalty minutes. That's a lot of grit. How would you describe your style of play?
Jamestown is how I would describe it. I think it's, you know, that's a good question. I think, you know, it's harder, a lot harder, and I don't want to say raised because I wasn't raised to punch people in the face, but I got to, you know, I thought it made the game interesting. I was young and I got to watch kids that played for my dad, or, you know, some of my dad's favorite players from, you know, back in the 80s and 90s, and, you know, it made it fun to watch. That's why people watch it. And I've kind of always played that way. You know, you grew up here, and again, that's the fun of it. That's why, you know, all these kids got into it. Was you're allowed to do that stuff. I mean, whether I got in trouble for it on the ice or whatever, you still do it. Your teammates respect it. I don't know when I thought fighting was going to be a good idea, but you know, it's kind of in the flow of the game. You know, one of your teammates might get hit or something, and whether you see it or you don't, sometimes you see it out of the corner of your eye and it's really not that bad of a hit, but you kind of still go in and do something. And in the USHL, it's actually shouldn't be that many penalty minutes, but in the USHL, it's 15 minutes for fighting. Okay. So you have the normal 5-minute penalty, which everybody kind of knows, and then they, a couple of years back, stacked a 10 onto that, so you have to sit for 15. So those kind of all added up, which sucked. You got to sit there for 15 minutes and watch your team play, and your hands all swollen up, and you got cuts on your face and stuff. But I'd say that's, you know, a big part of, a big part of my game is, you know, I grew up in a town like this where, again, it's blue collar, and that's kind of how you deal with things. If you got a problem with somebody, you punch them in the face and
take care of it.
Take care of it, yeah. And then, you know what, they're never gonna, you know, you'll never have a problem with them again. But I play that kind of hard game. It hurts, but it'll kind of all go away at some point, I like to think. Some things haven't gone away. But, you know, I don't want to take away from that I can't score or make a play. I think that's kind of why I'm at where I'm at. You know, I can, you know, kind of contribute in different types of ways. You know, whether it's standing in front of the net on the power play, I think that's kind of a hard area to be. You got, you know, cross checks and slashes and stuff like that. But you know, and then kind of adding that grit to it. Not a lot of kids play that way anymore. And I think that's the easy part. You know, finishing a hit or, you know, going to the net or something like that. Like that's, you know, something you do without the puck on your stick. It's not, it's not hard to do that. So I don't see why I wouldn't. And then, you know, that other stuff is, you know, I'm not, you know, the kid that's going to walk in and pull the puck between my feet and then flip it up on my stick and, you know, throw it into the net. That's not something I'm capable of doing. You know, I score the goals that, you know, might hit me in my shoulder and fall into the net. But I think it's, you know, the way the game should be played. I think that's, you know, why everybody loves the sport. And it, you know, it gets you a lot of attention, and, you know, people see that and realize it, and I think your teammates respect it too. I think that's the biggest thing about hockey, is being respected by your teammates and being, you know, the best person and teammate you can be. And you know, not a lot of kids do it, and it was kind of a job this year that I had, you know, found that I was gonna, you know, get the respect of the older kids and, you know, kind of find my spot. And, you know, if you fight, they're not gonna take you out of the lineup. So I got to play a lot, and, you know, hopefully the kids I played with have good things to say about, you know, what I did for them and the type of teammate I was.
This is CCS-TV, empowering voices, inspiring futures.
When I heard about this club, I was so excited because I haven't heard of anything else. And as a kid, I've been wanting to get involved in media, so I'm ready for when I'm an adult in that field. So to hear that there was something, and it was in our local area of Jamestown, that was really cool. Normally, when you hear about things, you have to go to the bigger cities like Buffalo, or even as far as New York City, to get really involved. If people want to learn more, you just have to go to ccs-tv.com.
At Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, we believe in supporting our community and helping you achieve your financial goals and strive to make a positive impact for our members and the community. Our mission is to empower individuals with the skills and resources necessary to achieve financial freedom. As our members and the community achieve their goals, we fulfill ours, creating a brighter future together. Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, your partner in financial well-being.
What's life like in Chautauqua County? It's where small-town charm meets world-class culture, where your downtime gets an upgrade across miles of lakes, state parks, and vibrant local vineyards, where you can live the high life at a low cost as your dollars go further and your roots grow deeper. Whether you're building a business or advancing your career, settling down or settling up, choose Chautauqua County, where every step you take is toward the life you love. Start your next chapter at livechq.org.
Experience the difference buying your next pre-owned ride at Schultz. Certified technicians ensure every vehicle has up-to-date maintenance and reconditioning to make our pre-owned inventory like new again. Most pre-owned purchases include a limited lifetime engine warranty and 1 year of complimentary service. Explore Schultz extended warranty options for even more peace of mind on the road. That's why we say you can't beat a Schultz deal.
Looking to feed the family, the whole team, or just your own hungry self? Honest John's has you covered. We're talking fresh-made subs, crispy wings, and pizza so good you might just start happy dancing. Trust Honest John's for takeout, delivery, and easy online ordering, so you can get the goods without lifting more than a finger. Or stop in for our famous all-you-can-eat pizza buffet. From crispy wings to cheesy pies, Honest John's satisfies. Order now at honestjohns.pizza.
The Otters Director of Hockey Operations called you a mix of sandpaper and skill. How do you balance playing with an edge while still creating plays offensively?
Yeah, I think that playing with that edge creates room to, play offensively. I don't want to say anybody's scared of me. I don't think anybody's scared of me, but they know if they're going to come near you, they might, pay some type of consequence, which kind of opens it up. There might be a kid you're playing against that's like, I'm not going near him tonight. I don't want to get, slashed or punched. So you open up space, and then, kind of, again, the hard areas, which would be considered, sandpaper. I think, not a ton of kids go to those areas anymore. The game's played a different way, and finding open ice, and I don't really ever seem to find the open ice. I seem to hit the spots where everybody is. But, learning how to make plays or, take the puck to the net, little things like that, I think, create space. And, I'm going to take the puck to the net, and if the goalie's in the way, I'm probably going to take him out with me. And not a lot of kids want to answer to that either. So I think this year it showed more than past years where it does create room for you to produce, and playing that way also helps you play with, really skilled players. There's certain kids that aren't going to go to the hard areas or go to the front of the net, or there's certain kids that kind of stand around and you give them the puck, they score. Mm-hmm. And I got to play with a lot of those kids this year because I was, willing to go there and get it for them and give it to them. So that's why my numbers seem pretty decent. I think if I didn't sit in the penalty box so much, I could have had more, but we'll only be able to tell if I use my brain this year.
And now you're committed to Providence College for 2025 to 2026. How did that decision come about, and what excites you most about them?
I think that happened. I think we're going on 3 years now. So hockey's different. You can start to talk to schools January 1st of your sophomore year, and then you can commit August 1st going into your junior year. I didn't think anything of it, and then
Providence was the one.
Yeah, I got a bunch of calls on January 1st, and right away, and Providence had called, and I kind of knew, January 1st that was going to be the spot. I went August. Sometime late in August, I want to say maybe the 15th or 16th, on a visit to Providence, and I walked into the place, and that was the spot. Fell in love with it, and it's a lot like these. I know it's in a bigger spot. It's about 45 minutes from Boston, but it's a lot like Dubuque or Jamestown, kind of where I remember my childhood the most. Mm-hmm. It's a small school, so there's not it's not Wisconsin where there's 90,000 kids.
Bonaventure.
I think when I visited there was about 4,200 in the school, and I visited some other places, in city schools where you might have to get in your car and drive 11 hours to class, and I'm not interested in that. I lived in Philly. I'm not sitting in traffic or waiting around. So Providence was great. You get to, you live on campus, and your classes are close by, and the rink's on campus, and I loved it. I loved their coaching staff. I loved how they wanted to play the game, and then you can't argue the success that they've had, whether it's moving guys onto the NHL or winning championships, and just, you can see some of the guys that have played there, the type of people they are now, whether they're still in the game or doing something else. I really liked everything about it. So that was kind of what made me come down to my decision. I think I committed like October 10th of my junior year. So we're coming up on 2 years of that now. So I waited quite a while. I weighed out options. I heard everybody out, and then came down to my decision, and still extremely happy with my decision.
So how many total offers did you have before committing to Providence, or did you don't even know off the top of your head?
No, I think technically I didn't really wait very long. I waited long for the offers that I had. I sat on those for quite a while, but I think it might have come down to 5 or 6.
Okay. They were all bigger schools, though?
There were some bigger ones. I think UMass Lowell was in there, good hockey school. Merrimack, really good hockey school, was in that. There's a couple more that you know, I really liked all of them. I liked all the coaching staffs, but at the end of the day, you can't argue the success that Providence has had.
Right.
So.
All right, we're going to take it one more quick break. When we come back, we'll look ahead to what's next for Ritter as he gets ready to suit up for the Erie Otters. Stay with us.
At Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, we believe in supporting our community and helping you achieve your financial goals and strive to make a positive impact for our members and the community. Our mission is to empower individuals with the skills and resources necessary to achieve financial freedom. As our members and the community achieve their goals, we fulfill ours, creating a brighter future together. Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, your partner in financial well-being.
At Wegmans, we've packed our fresh and delicious salads with incredible flavor. Each one is made with our very best ingredients, like fresh greens, imported cheeses, and our signature dressings. We've packed big, delicious flavor into every bite for salads that are endlessly good.
What's life like in Chautauqua County? It's where small-town charm meets world-class culture, where your downtime gets an upgrade across miles of lakes, state parks, and vibrant local vineyards, where you can live the high life at a low cost as your dollars go further and your roots grow deeper. Whether you're building a business or advancing your career, settling down or settling up, choose Chautauqua County, where every step you take is toward the life you love. Start your next chapter at livechq.org.
We get how uncertain the future is. We've come of age in a complex world, face to face with problems we didn't create. So what's going to happen next? We are. Because our future is the future. So we're going to build bridges and hospitals in a day and feed those left in the cold. We're going to do all this and more because we have an appointment with destiny.
Looking to feed the family, the whole team, or just your own hungry self? Honest John's has you covered. We're talking fresh-made subs, crispy wings, and pizza so good you might just start happy dancing. Trust Honest John's for takeout, delivery, and easy online ordering so you can get the goods without lifting more than a finger. Or stop in for our famous all-you-can-eat pizza buffet. From crispy wings to cheesy pies, Honest John's satisfies. Order now at honestjohns.pizza.
We're back on Chautauqua Sports Chronicles with Ritter Coombs.
Ritter, you've called playing in the OHL a dream come true. What does it mean to you to finally make it to the stage?
Yeah, so a little backstory on that. The OHL, you couldn't go to college up until this past December. So my dad never got a degree, and he played 4 years in the OHL back in the late 90s. I always wanted to. The argument was with my mom and not going to school. And then the rule changed, and I begged. I really wanted to play in the OHL. I didn't care about school. And then the rule changed, and I wouldn't say I knew still if I was going to jump on the opportunity or not. I was going to stay in Sioux Falls, and then the Otters had kind of come about, and it's 45 minutes from home, but the dream was always a thing, and I mean, I think it's the best junior hockey league you can play in. It always has been. I mean, the NHL, the guys in the NHL that have come out of the OHL is insane. I think right now it might be equal with college hockey in the USHL, but I think the OHL was always ahead, probably about up until a couple of years ago. And now it'll be back to what it was because I think everybody's going to kind of start to go that route just because you can go to school now. So I made the decision on school and kind of ruled it out, and I'd never really thought about it until I mean, the rule changed and I thought about it, and then again, it kind of goes away with playing. And then came home for the summer, and the opportunity had come about, and I sat on that for quite a while too, and then made my decision, you know, based off being close to home. And you know, I've been gone for 3 years now, and my family hasn't got to see me play much, and then my buddies from around here, you know, haven't seen me play, and
even since high school, huh?
Yeah, since high school, and then even guys like Mr. Smeraldo, an old teacher, get to come out and watch now. So I think that'll be pretty special.
So like, what we were also going to talk about is like with you, the players that have came through there, like Malcolm Spence. I mean, he just got drafted, and then Matthew Schaefer with the #1 pick, and then players like Connor McDavid, who I mean, he's one of the best in the business right now in the NHL. Like, what is that? Was that like part of the reason why you went to the Erie Otters?
Yeah, I think it does play into it. Again, their success, I think, with moving guys on. I mean, I think they've had 2 first overall picks in the last, I think, 10 years now, or 9 years. I mean, how do you say no?
Right.
I think that's pretty special and pretty amazing. And again, you see, you know, the type of person Matthew Schaefer is for being 17 years old. The type of person Connor McDavid is, not just them as hockey players, but them as human beings too. And Malcolm Spence the same way, and now he's moving on to a top 5 hockey school in the world, which is just, I think, insanity. So I couldn't. Yeah, I think it plays in the decision. You can't really get that out of your head. That's pretty
right.
pretty amazing. So.
To enlist into the National Guard, you first have to contact a recruiter. So either calling up your local office or going online and finding who your nearest recruiter is. So you talk to the recruiter. Once you speak to them and you schedule an appointment, you come in. Don't be afraid to come into our office. Coming in does not make you have to join. It's just answering any questions that you might have and seeing how we can help you get there.
Welcome to the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame, located at 15 West 3rd Street in Jamestown. Visitors will see photographs, awards, apparel, and other sports memorabilia. We invite all visitors to stop in the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame and learn about the sports history of Chautauqua County.
Looking to feed the family, the whole team, or just your own hungry self? Honest John's has you covered. We're talking fresh-made subs, crispy wings, and pizza so good you might just start happy dancing. Trust Honest John's for takeout, delivery, and easy online ordering, so you can get the goods without lifting more than a finger. Or stop in for our famous all-you-can-eat pizza buffet. From crispy wings to cheesy pies, Honest John's satisfies. Order now at honestjohns.pizza.
Market value pricing means you save more at Schultz Auto Group. Search for your next vehicle in person or online within our dealer network, now with an even greater selection of EVs. MVP means you'll get the best deals within our market. Schultz brings the showroom to you with optional, personalized virtual walk-around, remote financing, DMV services, and home delivery. 50 years experience with modern customer care. That's why we say you can't beat a Schultz deal.
At Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, we believe in supporting our community and helping you achieve your financial goals and strive to make a positive impact for our members and the community. Our mission is to empower individuals with the skills and resources necessary to achieve financial freedom. As our members and the community achieve their goals, we fulfill ours, creating a brighter future together. Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, your partner in financial well-being.
You're also eligible for the 2026 NHL Draft. How much do you think about that, or is your focus purely on the season ahead?
So you have 3 draft years. So this past year was my first. I was ranked 218 and didn't get picked. And I didn't really think about it much, to be quite honest. I think, again, you're kind of in the middle of the season, and there's so many other things going on in your head, and you don't think about it much. I think, it doesn't, at the end of the day, it also, I don't think really matters. You see the guys that don't play in the NHL that get drafted, and then you see the guys that, weren't drafted and do play in the NHL. I think, it doesn't kill the dream. It might dim it a little bit, but it doesn't fully rule it out. But I think, it's obviously in the back of your head, and you might be skating around and warm up and see a logo or something and think about it a little bit, but day to day you don't think about it. And then last year, obviously, meetings and stuff like that. It's kind of in the back of your head for a couple days, and then it just goes away again once you start, playing, spending the day with your buddies, whether it's playing video games or something like that. It's not in your head. So,
if I'm not mistaken, you were just working out in Philly with the Flyers, right? So like, how was that workout? Like, was that with all the guys that they like, including the draft picks that they had?
Yeah. So that's in NHL development camp. It's for kids from draft eligible to like 22. Okay. I'm not sure how many free agents they had at the camp. Probably 7 or 8, and then 35 guys that were picked. So it was a really cool experience. I got to skate with, kids like Porter Martone, who went 6th overall, Jack Nesbitt, who went 12th, and then I've gotten pretty close over the last couple months with Jack Murtaugh, who went 40th overall. So it was a cool experience. You kind of get to go and see where you're at. Meet a lot of cool people. I've known Danny Briere. He's pretty good buddies with my dad, so I got to see him. His son played for my dad, so I got to talk with him a little bit, and then I got to meet really cool people like Rick Tocchet, who's the head coach of the Flyers, who is I think should be getting ready to get inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame here. So you get to meet a lot of cool people, and it's a really good experience. Is all I can really take from that. You get to see how these other kids kind of take care of themselves, and what they do day to day, and you learn a lot from kids your age that, if you want to swallow your pride, are above you and way better than you. So I got to see a lot of cool things, hear a lot of cool things, eavesdrop a little bit, and meet a lot of cool people. So it was a really, really cool experience.
Way to the success.
Yeah.
What's the biggest thing you want to work on in your game during your time with the Otters?
I think just being, a reliable player. This year I struggled defensively. Okay. I'm a forward, so not a lot of people realize it's not like other sports where even if you're a forward, you have to be good in your defensive zone to try and keep the puck out of your net. And I struggle with that. I think that's something I've struggled with and I'm trying to get better at. Even something a defensive play can be in the offensive zone, whether it's getting back on top of a puck, angling somebody off. So I'd say that just kind of becoming more reliable, being good on both sides of the rink, and again learning from these kids that are first round picks and stuff like that. I think is going to be really cool.
It's on the way to your future.
Yeah.
Ritter, thanks for joining us. We wish you the best of luck this season and beyond.
That's going to do it for this edition of Chautauqua Sports Chronicles. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on CCS-TV.
At Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, we believe in supporting our community and helping you achieve your financial goals and strive to make a positive impact for our members and the community. Our mission is to empower individuals with the skills and resources necessary to achieve financial freedom. As our members and the community achieve their goals, we fulfill ours, creating a brighter future together. Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, your partner in financial well-being.
Looking to feed the family, the whole team, or just your own hungry self? Honest John's has you covered. We're talking fresh-made subs, crispy wings, and pizza so good you might just start happy dancing. Trust Honest John's for takeout, delivery, and easy online ordering, so you can get the goods without lifting more than a finger. Or stop in for our famous all-you-can-eat pizza buffet. From crispy wings to cheesy pies, Honest John's satisfies. Order now at honestjohns.pizza.
CCS-TV isn't just a television channel. It's a powerful extension of Collaborative Children's Solutions, a nonprofit organization dedicated to empowering children with the tools they need to unleash their full potential. Our mission is to spark the flames of passion for broadcasting within the young minds of tomorrow. We believe in providing authentic, hands-on experiences in the field of broadcasting, allowing children to explore their creativity and communication skills in a supportive environment. Tune into CCS-TV for a unique blend of educational and entertaining content created by the brilliant minds of our young broadcasters. From informative shows to imaginative storytelling, every program is crafted with the intention of fostering curiosity, self-expression, and a love for learning. CCS-TV, empowering voices, inspiring futures. Student interns are welcome. Learn more at ccs-tv.com.
What's life like in Chautauqua County? It's where small-town charm meets world-class culture, where your downtime gets an upgrade across miles of lakes, state parks, and vibrant local vineyards, where you can live the high life at a low cost as your dollars go further and your roots grow deeper. Whether you're building a business or advancing your career, settling down or settling up, choose Chautauqua County, where every step you take is toward the life you love. Start your next chapter at livechq.org.
Welcome to the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame, located at 15 West 3rd Street in Jamestown. Visitors will see photographs, awards, apparel, and other sports memorabilia. We invite all visitors to stop in the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame and learn about the sports history of Chautauqua County.
We get how uncertain the future is. We've come of age in a complex world, face to face with problems we didn't create. So what's gonna happen next? We are. Because our future is the future. The life we have chosen has prepared us for this. So we're going to build bridges and hospitals in a day. We're going to save families from disasters and feed those left in the cold. We're going to do all this and more because we have an appointment with destiny. We invite you to join us. The next greatest generation is now.
Lead-based paint was banned in 1978 for residential use, but 8 out of 10 of homes in Chautauqua County were built prior to that. One of the ways we can help here at the health department is coming in to test your home. We bring an XRF device. It doesn't destroy painted surfaces. We just lay that right on the surface and it will give us a reading of lead-based paint levels in your home. We test homes built prior to 1978 where children under 6 live or visit up to 6 hours per week, and homes with pregnant women. For more information, visit healthychq.com. With the Chautauqua County Health Department, I'm Anna Powell.
I think that it's important to know what the kids are thinking about the community and what they can do for it, and get their point of view from it, especially the kids, because they're the future generations.
You get to do like fun TikToks and other like fun interactive stuff. There's a lot more behind the scenes to this club than just sitting and interviewing. It's a good opportunity, so try it out.
This is CCS-TV, empowering voices, inspiring futures.